Hello everyone, Republic Jim here. I'm out heading out onto the upper property to do a overnight camp out and just taking a little break. I'm using my homemade handcart. There's another video I did about that, but I'm hauling a bunch of gear in there. Not sure exactly how much weight I have, probably a little over 100 pounds. But I have found out it's definitely tough going uphill. It'd be a little easier when I get on the flat. But the uphill parts aren't even that bad here, so it makes me really respect the Mormon settlers that use hand carts to haul their stuff over the Rockies. That's pretty impressive. But anyway, I'm just going to head up. Got a little ways to go. Pick out a spot and set up a tarp shelter, and then as usual I will have to return home and have various chores to deal with there, get some more wood in and take care of dogs and things like that. And then I'll come back up here later on sometime after 10 o'clock and hopefully spend a fairly comfortable night in my camp out. I'll have to get going early in the morning because I need to get my stuff together and get back home so we can go to church. We've got a bit of a drive over a snowy pass, so definitely won't have time to relax too much in the morning, but try to make the best of it tonight. So, also I had hoped to actually put the camera on the cart and film some while I was pulling it, but I quickly realized that that was just way too bumpy. Nobody could handle watching footage from that, so I won't inflict that on you. But right now I need to shut up and get back to hauling this so that I can find a location before it starts getting too dark and get things set up. So I'll get back to you in a while. All right. Got the cart up here to the upper part of the property. As you can see, I'm losing daylight fast, but I found a spot here with a likely tree for where I want to set up my center line for my tarp shelter, and the ground's not too bumpy there. I cleared out some branches and I need to get going and get this thing set up. And then once I do that, I can grab a few things and head back down to the house. When I come up later, of course, I will ditch the cotton and be wearing appropriate synthetic and wool and ready for a cold, snowy night. It's actually only supposed to get down around 30, and the wind has pretty much died down already, so hopefully it'll stay like that. And they're saying a possibility of 1 to 2 inches of snow, which I'm not sure if I believe that, but we'll see. And yeah, that's about it for now. I'm gonna unload some stuff and get busy and get my shelter built. Okay, so I brought the big tarp. This thing is roughly 10 foot by 13 foot. Got my quick deploy detach ridge line. And what I figured is if I I've got the 10-foot direction going that way, that'll be my center line. I realized I could make a 3, 4, 5 right triangle, use a little geometry there. I've got 10 feet that way, so if I put the front of it approximately 6 feet off the ground, then I'll have about 8 feet of ground area before the back of the tarp hits there. The 10-foot part of the tarp will be the hypotenuse, and the 6-foot going up in front of the tree will be the short leg, and then the ground will be the other leg there. I'll get that. I've got a screw-in auger type tent stake there, and get that secured, and then I'll start working on the sides. And I'm not sure exactly, I've got kind of a rough idea of what I'm doing, but I'm going to have to hook it up and see what happens. So should have some results here pretty quick. Well, there it is. got it all staked out. I left gaps around the bottom for ventilation, and I'm probably going to have to adjust this line on that corner and change the angle of it so I get a little more space inside and pull that roof a little tighter. I don't want too much snow building up there, but hopefully I'll get it a little bit warmer in there and snow will melt away anyway. And it's kind of sheltered here. Of course, setting this up took way longer than I would have liked. It's a good thing that there was no danger to my life, because I would have had to just rig up some quick and simple thing. But yeah, this got the entry over here and sort of semi-closed, and then got my sled or my handcart and some other stuff in here right now. And as you might be able to tell from the pad that I have in there at the moment, I'm planning on setting that up as my bed and laying in that as a raised bed. And then I'll experiment a little bit with candle lantern, see how much warmth that adds to some semi-enclosed area. But anyway, as I said, it took a lot longer than it should have, so now I need to grab my pack and head back down to the house and take care of stuff there. So I'll check back in when I come up here tonight. Okay, I'm just about back to the campsite. I just crested the top of the ridge there, and now I'm starting down a little bit before it flattens out. It's just a few minutes after 11 o'clock, and I mentioned earlier that I was skeptical about the 1 to 2 inches of snow forecast for overnight, and I have to admit I was wrong on that, because there's currently at least 1.5 inches. It's not really coming down at the moment, just real small flakes drifting down slowly. But I looked at the camera of town and it looked like it was snowing pretty good there again, so that's probably headed this way. So yeah, just taking a breather and cooling off a little bit, because that climb warms me up. So I am going to make my way the rest of the way to the campsite, and probably have to shake some of the snow off, make sure the thing doesn't collapse or anything. Thankfully it's not windy at the moment. It looks like it'll be a calm night, so I may need to wake up at some point and knock some more snow off, but we'll see. Depends on what it does. Anyway, I'm going to head back over that way. All right, I'm back at the tarp shelter. I shook some of the snow off and just got my sleeping pad rolled out there. I still need to inflate it and get my sleeping bag set, but starting to get moved in and feels a little more like home. I guess it would help if I had a headlamp there when I'm wandering around outside. But I have my folding camp chair there, which I intend to use as kind of a support for the end of my sleeping pad where the pillow is, since I'm longer than the sled, but I think it'll work out all right. And I am going to have to run my legs over the top of that because it'll be too tight to slide in underneath. But again, I think it'll be okay. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, a tarp this large, it'd be a much more roomy shelter if I didn't have the cart and the chair in there. If I was just sleeping on the ground, it would be huge. I'd have all the room in the world to stretch out. But because I wanted to try this out, and I have to kind of compromise a bit on the space. So it is what it is. We'll see how that works and go from there. And so far, it's actually, well, I guess you can't see anything on the camera, but the sky is actually fairly light. So I know there's supposed to be a super moon tonight, which of course I won't see because of all the clouds, and probably snow some more pretty soon. But anyway, for now I'm going to finish getting my bed ready, and I've got a couple of other things to do. I probably won't actually get to bed until sometime after midnight, but I think I should be able to get a decent night's sleep though, so we'll see. But right now I'm going to get busy again. So I got the snow knocked off of all the upper part, and I guide out that line there to a different location so it gives me a little bit more clearance inside. As you can see, I still have some ventilation around the back side here, and this side over here is quite open, so shouldn't have any problem with condensation or with what I'm doing now. Run the candle lantern there. I want to see if that has much effect on warming things up. Got my bed all laid out, and last time I checked, the thermometer was reading about 30 degrees before I lit this thing, but I am just about to go in and crawl into bed, and what I'm going to do is pull these tabs together a little closer and attach them with a bungee to somewhat close it up. Obviously, you know, I'm still going to have big ventilation gaps, but that should keep any errant snow out if it if it starts coming down good and it manages to make it through the trees here. It wouldn't be much, and just having that closed up a bit would help keep it from drifting in there into my bed. So anyhow, I'm about ready to go in and pull the door shut and get my boots off and start checking my bed for comfort. So that should do for now, and I might film a little if I wake up during the night, especially if it's snowing hard, but otherwise it might be morning before I do anything else. Good morning. It's Sunday. Just happens to be my birthday today. 6 o'clock now, so made it through the night. I woke up a couple of times and can't say I slept especially good, but it was okay. Would have been a lot better without the 2x4 running across there right at knee level. Having to sleep with my legs curled up all the time was not the most comfortable, but it was doable. I just wanted to see how that would work out. So, excuse me. So, anyway, I know at one point when I woke up, I heard a little bit more snow hitting the shelter, but I don't know if there was any real accumulation or if it's about the same as when I went to bed. There's also a little bit of breeze this morning. You can see everything's rippling a little, so not as calm as it was last night, but not too bad anyway. So I need to get up and get my stove put together and brew up some coffee and then I'll see about breaking things down and heading back home. Looks like the start of a good morning. I have my coffee pot on there and nice little fire going in the stove. Of course, everything around here has snow on it, but it's not too bad just to knock the snow off, and underneath that the wood is fairly dry, so it's burning nicely, and I don't think this will take long to perk. I can get myself some coffee and then get my stuff together and head back to the house. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up now. It's been an enjoyable overnighter, and it's great to get out in a little bit of snow again, but definitely time to get on with life. Hope that someone's enjoyed this and or been entertaining. This has been Republic Jim. I'll talk to you later.